On a quiet June night in 2018, the tranquil waters of Comstock Creek in Kalamazoo, Michigan, concealed a dark secret. Submerged beneath the surface was a suitcase, and inside it, the lifeless body of 24-year-old Aniya Mack, a beloved choir member and college student whose promising future had been violently stolen. The case would unravel into a chilling tale of betrayal, jealousy, and a toxic relationship spiraling into murder. What began as a simple welfare check quickly morphed into a high-stakes homicide investigation, one that would not only expose Aniya's killer but also drag a respected local pastor into a scandal that shook the community. June 28, 2018. Aniya Mack, a student at Western Michigan University and an autism specialist at the Great Lakes Alternative Research Center, failed to show up for work or return calls from friends. This was uncharacteristic of the outgoing and responsible young woman. Her best friend, Lenta Watson, and childhood friend, Dominic Thomas, grew increasingly concerned. They contacted Aniya's mother, Loretta, in Louisiana, and together they pleaded with police to perform a welfare check at her apartment at the Hunter Ridge Student Complex. When officers arrived, they immediately noticed something was off. The television was still on, the air conditioning was running, and an untouched bath had been drawn in the bathroom. 2 white Chevrolet Malibus sat outside, but one bore a license plate registered to a man named Gustavo, not Aniya. In a bizarre twist, the plates between the vehicles had been swapped. Both cars had flat tires, suggesting a deliberate attempt to immobilize them. Inside the apartment, investigators found subtle but disturbing clues. Clothing had recently been washed, and someone had clearly been inside while Aniya was missing. Her roommate, Cora, had just returned from a weekend away and confirmed that she hadn't seen Aniya since before graduation. She noticed someone had been inside, the AC had been turned on, clothes had been placed in the washer, and the bathtub, previously empty, was now full. As detectives widened their investigation, they discovered Aniya had a boyfriend, 25-year-old Donovan Lewis. Friends described their relationship as toxic and volatile. Police had previously been called to handle disputes between them. According to Lenta, Donovan had once thrown water on Aniya and dragged her by the arm with his car, a sign that their relationship had already turned abusive. Donovan had recently returned to Kalamazoo after time away in Indianapolis. He had no vehicle of his own and relied on Aniya for transportation. Cora confirmed Donovan didn't have a key to the apartment, meaning if he was inside recently, someone had to let him in, or he had broken in. Donovan quickly became the prime suspect, but he had disappeared. Detectives tried calling his phone, knocking on his mother's door, nothing. Until a tip from Aniya's godsister led police to learn Donovan was working an overnight shift at a local medical equipment facility. Police staked out Aniya's apartment, waiting. Their patience paid off. Out of the shadows, Donovan Lewis approached and, without prompting, asked to be taken into custody. Then, calmly, he confessed. According to Donovan, the murder occurred after an argument over finances. Aniya had accused him of being a leech, said she wanted him out, and began packing his belongings. Enraged, Donovan struck her unconscious, retrieved a butcher knife, and slit her throat. He then stabbed her repeatedly. Afterward, he placed a garbage bag over her head, stuffed her body into a suitcase, and dumped it in a dumpster, but he panicked. Worried the body would be discovered, he retrieved the suitcase the next night, placed it in his mother's van, and drove it to Comstock Creek, where he submerged it. Donovan's confession included a disturbing allegation. Aniya had been involved in a secret affair with her married pastor, Strickland. Donovan claimed Strickland had been financially supporting her, paying her rent, buying her gifts, even giving her one of the Malibus. Police questioned Strickland, who denied the affair. But Donovan claimed Aniya had used the relationship for financial leverage, not necessarily out of love. While the pastor maintained his innocence, further scandal erupted months later when he was charged in a separate case involving the sexual exploitation of teen boys in his congregation. Texts and photos confirmed the allegations, and Strickland later took a plea deal, admitting to facilitating transportation for prostitution-related activity. He served just 1 year in prison. True to Donovan's statement, authorities recovered Aniya's suitcase from the creek. A subsequent search of her apartment uncovered bloodstains in the hallway, bedroom, and on her bed frame. Donovan had tried to clean up the scene, laundering bath mats and ditching his clothes. As his murder trial approached, the case took a dramatic turn. 3 days before his court date, Donovan attempted a bold escape from the Kalamazoo County Jail. During recreation time, he scaled 2 fences, one with razor wire, and vanished into the night. His freedom lasted only 30 minutes. He was quickly recaptured and brought back to jail. Donovan claimed he wasn't fleeing justice, but running due to alleged threats to his family, a claim never substantiated. Donovan eventually took a plea deal, avoiding the death penalty. He was sentenced to 25 to 40 years for second-degree murder, plus time for his failed escape. In court, he apologized to Aniya's family. "I can't imagine the darkness I've caused. I just want to say sorry to the family. That's all." But his apology offered little comfort. Aniya's sister said it best: she didn't deserve any of this. She didn't deserve to be hit. She didn't deserve to be stuffed in a suitcase and thrown away like garbage. At her funeral, mourners wore bright colors to honor Aniya's spirit, avoiding the black attire she had asked her family never to wear in mourning. Her death left a community in grief and served as a stark reminder of how deadly abusive relationships can become. May her soul rest in peace. The Murder of Aniya Mack is a devastating reminder that toxic love can have fatal consequences. Her story is a call to action, to recognize the warning signs of abuse, to intervene early, and to never ignore the silence of someone who suddenly goes missing. The tragic murder of Aniya Mack offers several powerful and sobering lessons. 1. Toxic relationships can turn deadly. Aniya's relationship with Donovan Lewis was described as volatile and abusive. Friends recalled previous violent incidents, but like many victims, Aniya may have minimized or rationalized the danger. Lesson: never ignore the signs of abuse. Emotional, verbal, and physical violence are red flags that a relationship is unsafe. Early intervention can save lives. 2. Silence is a warning sign. Aniya's sudden silence alarmed her friends and family. She stopped answering calls, missed work, and disappeared without a word. Lesson: when someone suddenly goes quiet, especially someone who's normally responsive, it can be a critical signal that something is wrong. Always trust your gut and act quickly. 3. Secrets and manipulation can spiral into tragedy. Donovan claimed that Aniya was involved in a secret affair with a married pastor and may have used it for financial survival. Whether true or not, this complex web of secrecy, jealousy, and emotional manipulation escalated into violence. Lesson: secret and exploitative relationships often carry emotional consequences that can lead to unpredictable and dangerous outcomes. 4. Victims often signal for help indirectly. Friends knew Aniya and Donovan had issues. There were signs, reports of past abuse, visible control, and instability. Yet, no one knew how bad it had gotten until it was too late. Lesson: victims of abuse may not always openly ask for help. Subtle signs, withdrawal, mood changes, missing work, or injuries, should be taken seriously. 5. Abusers can appear calm and normal. Donovan showed up calmly to the police and confessed. He didn't fit the stereotype of a monster, but his actions were monstrous. Lesson: abusers and murderers don't always look like villains. They can be soft-spoken, charming, or remorseful. Actions, not appearances, reveal the truth. 6. Justice may be slow, but it comes. Donovan was arrested, confessed, and sentenced. The scandal involving Pastor Strickland also came to light later. Though imperfect, justice did prevail. Lesson: while justice can take time, persistence from loved ones and the community plays a crucial role in holding people accountable. 7. Communities must support survivors and speak up. Aniya's community rallied after her disappearance. Her family, friends, and godsister pushed police to act, which was vital in solving the case. Lesson: if something feels wrong, speak up. Victims often rely on the courage of their community when they can no longer speak for themselves. 8. Escalation is real. This wasn't Donovan's first act of aggression. The relationship had a history of conflict, which eventually escalated to fatal violence. Lesson: violence rarely begins with murder. It escalates. If someone has shown aggressive or controlling behavior before, take it seriously before it worsens. 9. Abuse affects more than the victim. Aniya's death devastated her family, friends, and the broader community. The emotional ripple effects were enormous. Lesson: domestic violence doesn't only harm the victim, it deeply affects everyone who loves and depends on them.